Yes.
Yes.
All right. First alert for today. Al has been telling us about it into the week, so you're prepared. Sure enough, it's going to be happening for some neighborhoods.
Yeah, well, I think everybody's going to get into at least some winter weather here, Christine, but as I've been mentioning here all along on this, it's never an easy forecast here. It's rarely all snow. It's usually some sort of a combination, and guess what? That track record's going to continue because today it's going to be a little bit of everything here. First off, we do have a winter weather advisory for just about every county in our viewing area. The one exception is Chester, but even there I think you're going to see a little bit of winter weather as well in the form of some sleet and snow. Now, you look at the radar, and all this is the sensitivity of the Doppler that's picking up the precipitation falling from the cloud base. So a lot of this not reaching the ground. There's air that's dry in advance of it. So maybe the highest elevation is getting into a little bit of snow already this morning, but I doubt that. I think it's going to wait a little while longer. You can see where the snow is back to the north. So that's where the cold air is. See, and that's part of the issue here is that not everything is coming together perfectly. If the cold air was already in place and we bring in that moisture, then it'd be a different story. But we're kind of trying to say if this happens and if this comes together and if this holds off and if it's cold enough, there's a lot of ifs. So right now I can tell you for sure you will have a dry commute. Mount Morin in Mooresville, you're dry there this morning on 115, no issues at all. Now I do want to show you what it looks like with temperatures today because that's going to be a tricky part of the forecast. We've already had our highs for the day. So you notice here the timestamp. All right, so as we go through the day today, we'll start in the 40s, then we get into the 30s, and eventually later tonight we get into the 20s, so that will be a problem. So don't judge the day by as you head out the door this morning when it may be 41, 42, 43 degrees in your neighborhood. You're going to wind up in the 30s. So here's our futurecast. Now again, this is the RPM model. This is one that's very bullish on the snow. It's got snow in the mountains. It's got snow all across the foothills, already up to 12 noon, approaching the Charlotte area. But then as we go through time, that peels away. Keep in mind, though, other models are not nearly that impressive. They have snow in the mountains, but then they have rain that lingers longer in the Charlotte area. And with a warm nose coming in above our heads, that melts a lot of this. It also creates quite a bit of sleet. That will cut down a lot of snow accumulation, so it's not pretty at all. It even brings in more rain for this evening. So the truth is probably somewhere in between here, but just be mindful. It's not going to be pure snow, but it's also not going to be total rain. There'll be a little bit of everything. In Charlotte, again, I've been saying pretty much all along, I think about an inch or so accumulation, and that's going to be on non-road surfaces. Mountains, though, different story. You're probably going to wind up with about 3-4 inches of snow there, so that's good news if you're a snow lover, and certainly the ski resorts are going to love that. Here's a quick sort of snapshot of it. We're looking at 2 to 4 for the mountains and 2 to 3 up across the I-40 corridor. Obviously less as you get down towards Charlotte because the warmer air hangs on longer, and that means there's more rain and sleet that mixes in. Now the concern tomorrow morning will be black ice. 44 tomorrow, lots of sunshine, then the weekend improves big time. I want to quickly show you what the lows will be like tomorrow morning, below freezing, and that brings in Jonathan because we haven't had too much ice and snow around here so far this winter, so we have some concerns about driving tomorrow morning.
Yeah, and just as you explained, not the kind of ice that you have with freezing rain.
No.
This is the ice that will likely develop just as a result of moisture being on the ground, likely whether snow, sleet, or rain today, and the temperatures dropping in some cases in the teens. So with that in mind, let's talk about some good winter driving tips. How to be just smart out there. In fact, while you have time today, go ahead and check your tire pressure. Make sure your tires are good to go. Also, if you have time, check the treads. Be sure to remove any ice or snow, any sort of accumulation that develops on the car. You need everything, the mirrors you need, the windows, all to be clear as you get out on the roads, especially tomorrow morning, and make sure you don't make any abrupt or fast movements. With that in mind, let's talk